after 3 days.
It's not on,
It is on.
it's working?
It's working. Yeah.
You told me to wait.
Yeah, but I want to wait till it was working. Now it's working. I listened to
Okay.
it. Right.
All right. Being that it's 7:30, public hearing ran a little over, then call this regular town board meeting to order. The fire exits are outside that door, both ends of the hall. There is a defibrillator across the hall for anyone who may, for when it is needed. We will start with the pledge of allegiance to the flag, a moment of silence while the deceased residents of Hamilton. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Now we continue with our invocation from Pastor James Fox of Living Hope Assembly of God.
You can move
I've
that.
never seen standing room anywhere. That was pretty amazing that people are that passionate about their chickens.
Yeah,
Awesome. Remember, they're not arguing, they're passionate.
yeah.
You should have been up here.
Tell you what.
Calming me down a little bit, Master.
I tell you what, there's a good reason why you pray. It's just a good reason. Because the Bible says this, it says that God gives liberally to them that ask. He gives them wisdom. And sometimes you just need it. You gotta have wisdom. You wanna ask God's keeping peace so that there isn't war. Because that's a lot of people to try to keep under control with their passions. And that's why you need prayer. Because God is a God of peace. And He will help give other people patience to let you guys do your job. And that's, you handle yourself very well. So I'd say that, hopefully that encourages you. I praise God for you guys. Trust me, there ain't a lot of people that were in this room who want your job. Because we recognize it's not easy. I'm proud of you guys for doing what you do. It's probably weird coming from a younger guy to some older folks. Because you're all older than me, because I'm only like 20, so. Preacher, don't lie. Oh Lord, I pray right now your great blessing upon the rest of this meeting, oh Lord. I pray you do give those that are on this board wisdom. As your word says, you give wisdom liberally to them that ask. And I believe, Lord, it's like pouring syrup on pancakes, just liberally, that you'll give them the wisdom to do their job and give them discernment so they can discern how to make right and good decisions on behalf of all the people of Hamilton. Encourage them to know, oh Lord, that we appreciate them and we appreciate the flack and the hardship that they go through in order to try to keep order and keep things in perspective. And I pray, God, you continue to lead and guide each person on this board to know that if they continue to trust in the Lord and lean not on their own understanding in all their ways, if they acknowledge you, God, you'll direct their paths, even with making decisions about chickens or whatever the subject. Encourage them. We thank you for them, and I pray your blessing to them. In Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor. Maybe we should have had you here before that.
That change.
It might have helped. All right. Continue with the public forum. Is there anybody in the audience that wants to speak and say anything? Please keep it to 3 to 5 minutes. Let me know your name, your address. Yes. Yeah, roll call.
Mail. Here. Welcome. Here. Yeager.
Yes. Yes. Guess I was in a hurry. That's okay. Anyway, the public forum part now. Anybody wish to speak to this board? Seeing that there is nobody, we're going to close the public forum. Requesting town board resolution to approve the regular town board meeting minutes of June 28, 2023.
Robot?
Yes.
Mail.
Yes.
Volko?
Yes.
Yeager?
Yes.
Us.
Yes. Requesting town board resolution to approve the regular town board or the payment of bills in their respective funds.
Second.
Probert,
Yes.
Mal.
Yes.
Volkel.
Yes.
Jaeger.
Yes.
Buzz.
Yes. Supervisor monthly report acknowledged and filed. All right, now for the public hearing to this end. Negative declaration of environmental significance, introductory local law number 5-2023, amending chapter 454, article 6, trailers situated outside parks or camps. Subsection? 454, is that what it means?
Means section.
Section, okay. Section 454-5 of the Code of the Town of Hammond. I am going to stipulate as to what's in this. Instead of reading this, we got 30 pages of stuff to read.
So this is just the seeker portion. so-
This is just a secret portion, saying for that.
I'll second.
Probert,
Yes.
Mal.
Yes.
Volkel.
Yeah.
Jaeger.
Yes.
Buzz.
Yes. Now the requesting town board resolution and final order introductory local law number 5-2023. The local law proposed to amend chapter 44, article 1, general provision of section 454-5, the Code of the Town of Hamlin. Whereas the town board of Town of Hamlin did hereto publish legal notice to consider the enactment of introductory local law number 5-2023, amending chapter 454, article 1, 454-5 of the Code of the Town of Hamlin as, whereas pursuant to legal notice duly published, the town board of Town of Hamlin did hold and conduct a public hearing to consider such introductory local law, which public hearing was held and conducted at Town of Hamlin, Town Hall, 1658 Lake Road, Hammond, New York, on the 10th day of July, 2023 at 6 p.m. And at which hearing all interested parties were heard. Now therefore be it resolved by the Town Board of Town of Hamlin, New York, that, and we'll just say, we'll stipulate to the regular board, because, or to what's written in the statement for this law.
Probert,
Yes.
Mal.
Yes.
Volkel. Jaeger.
Yeah.
Buzz.
Yes. All right, our second
Number
law.
9 is what we have to change. Take out annually.
Yeah, well, we do the, do we have to have a public hearing on that?
Change what you published.
Okay,
If that is held.
so number 8 is the next one.
Well, can you do the negative declaration though?
Sure.
So you can, this
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
Number
Yeah, the
11.
first, yeah, number 11 we can do, because that's for,
Yeah,
that's for
that's
local
for the
law number
Sorry.
8.
Sorry.
Was it 8 or 9 that you took me in?
Nine.
Okay, so we can do number 8. Negative declaration of environmental significance, introductory local law number 8-2023, amending chapter 454, article 6, trailers situated outside parks or fields, section 454-22 of the Code of the Town of Hamlin. This is just our seeker request for that law.
So moved.
Second. Probert,
Yes.
Mal.
Yes.
Volkel. Jaeger.
Yes.
Buzz.
Yes. So requesting town board resolution and final order for introductory local law number 8-2023. Whereas town board of Town of Hamlin did heretofore publish legal notice to consider the enactment of introductory local law number 8-2023, amending chapter 454, article 6, section 454-22 of the Code of the Town of Hamlin. And whereas pursuant to legal notice duly published, the town board of Town of Hamlin did hold and conduct a public hearing to consider such introductory local law, which public hearing was held and conducted at the Town of Hamlin, Town Hall, 1658 Lake Road, Hamlin, New York, on the 10th day of July, 2023 at 6 p.m., and at which hearing all interested parties were heard. Now therefore be it resolved by the Town of Hamlin, by the Town Board of the Town of Hamlin, Monroe County, New York, as follows, and I will stipulate as to what's in the paper for this law.
So moved.
Second.
Probert,
Yes.
Mal.
Yes.
Volkel. Jaeger.
Yeah.
Buzz.
Yes. The next one is local law number 9, we can do the seeker request when we actually do the local law.
Yeah.
So we have to change number 9, so we need another public hearing for that, so we'll do all that when it comes.
Because it's on the agenda, do you have to like talk about it and vote?
Well, no, you're going to say that we're not gonna do the resolution because there were amendments after the public hearing and listening to what the public had to say. You're going to amend this law.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly what she said.
Got
And that's gonna be the same thing
And that's gonna be the
for,
same thing for local
7.
law, yeah, number 7. Because that is our chicken law that we just had, and because of the public hearing, we have amendments, and we're going to hold another public hearing. So, at this time,
Do you need a motion to table that or no?
We need
Yeah.
a motion to schedule another.
yeah, I would table it and schedule another public hearing. That's a good
or we can
idea.
do that. Want to do that right now then? or- Two separate things, we got to do it all at once.
They're two separate things.
All right, so you got to table it once and then do it. And then table it and then another resolution of, okay.
Well, I'll make a motion to table the seeker for local law number 9-2023 due to, changes in the verbiage of that law.
Horvath,
Yes.
Mail,
Yes.
Loco, Geiger, Buzz.
Yes.
Okay.
Do we have to do the actual resolution too, or can we combine the secret and the resolution?
I'll make a motion to table the resolution for the law of 9-2023 due to, changes and to schedule a public hearing. Can I do that all in one motion? And to schedule a public hearing for the next month's meeting.
Thank you.
Do we have enough days?
Zoning or stuff.
I don't know if we have time to advertise the correct number of days. We may have to wait for 1 month.
The next one will be August 14th, or you can do the August, is it 23rd?
30th, right? 30th.
20,
August 14th, that's, well, we have a July 26th town board meeting, but that's not.
Probably won't,
So
So August
30th.
14th or the
You can
30th.
do.
for August 14th, town board meeting
for August 14th?
at 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
Are we just doing the one?
no, you gotta do both.
Yes.
Yes.
Horvath,
Yes.
Mail,
Yes.
Loco, Geiger, Buzz.
Yes.
I request to table the negative declaration of environmental significance introductory local law to amend chapter 520 zoning article 6 miscellaneous regulations, section 520-41 of the code of the town of Hamlin.
Okay.
Second.
Horvath,
Yes.
Mail,
Yes.
Loco, Geiger, Buzz.
Yes.
I make a motion to table the resolution and final order introductory local law number 7.
Horvath,
Oh, and schedule a
oh,
public
yeah,
hearing. And schedule a public hearing for August 14th at 6 PM with amended changes proposed during the public hearing dated July 10th.
I'll second.
Horvath,
Yes.
Mail,
Yes.
Loco, Geiger, Buzz.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
for 17. We can do this, right? We didn't have any.
Yes, we did, yes. we did. Okay. Number 17, negative declaration of environmental significance and introductory local law to revise chapter 220 building code administration and enforcement of the code of the town of Hamlin. This is just seeker on our revisions that New York State mandated every town do this year on our building codes.
Robot,
Yes.
Mail,
Yes.
Rolko. Yes. Geiger.
Yes.
Buzz.
Yes. Request town board resolution and final order introductory local law number 6-2023, local law proposed revised chapter 220, building code administration enforcement of the code of the town of Hamlin. Whereas town board of town of Hamlin did hereto publish legal notice to consider the enactment of introductory local law number 6-2023, revising chapter 220, building code administration and enforcement of the code of the town of Hamlin. Whereas pursuant to legal notice duly published, town board of town of Hamlin did hold and conduct a public hearing to consider such introductory local law, which public hearing was held and conducted at Hamlin Town Hall, 1658 Lake Road, Hamlin, New York, on the 10th day of July 2023 at 6 p.m., at which hearing all interested parties were heard concerning the subject matter thereof. And like I said, this is just our local, this is like a 32-page law that New York State, Cheryl and me and our, fire marshal had to go through here and change some stuff for the state. But we just brought it up, so.
So moved.
I'll second.
Robot,
Yes.
Mail.
Yes.
Rolko. Yes. Geiger.
Yes.
Buzz.
Yes. Requesting town board resolution to make a budget amendment for the library to pay for repairs to the AC unit. Increase account L0599-00 by $1,977.93. Increase account number L7410.416 by $1,977.93.
Shouldn't you be taking?
No, they always increase it. Both of them.
On two different accounts?
Yes.
Just how much?
The repairs are $1,977.
So why is it two accounts?
We've done it for years now.
We're moving money?
We're moving money there.
So then
Decrease
we
from one and
decrease one and
increase
increase the other.
Because where's the money coming from to increase?
We should want to always increase both of them.
It's gotta be taken out of one account.
I realize that, but I know if you go look back, whenever we move money, we always increase two accounts. Does anybody have a one in front of them?
The budget,
I don't care about the budget. I'm
So-
saying what we have to do for,
no, I don't.
What's?
it's always been explained, and I can't.
One's the library. They have their own,
They have their own, both library.
They're both library
on
accounts.
both libraries. I know what you mean.
We had this discussion once before.
Yeah, we did, same
Steve,
discussion.
it looks like that 0599 is the appropriated fund balance.
Yes.
You'd be taking it out of there and putting it into the heating and AC expense. That would make more sense to me.
I remember we had this before.
Yeah, we always increase both of them.
So
Looking this
we have
up.
to take money, so we have to decrease the
Right.
general fund, is it? So we're taking from the general, and putting it in the library capital, which would be adding the L 0599.
Right.
No, I know what you're saying, but for some reason, it's already
No reason.
been
Yeah,
changed.
that, because have a library, some reason why we have to take it.
Couldn't find anything.
Oh, no, I'm talking about something else, but I'm not a county major, so I can't help you.
I know it doesn't, but Norm always explained it, and then,
No, with Christie would
But
know.
doesn't he usually have like, it's coming out of this account and then you increase that account? So it's usually, he had like usually two sections.
To increase the library fund balance.
Increasing their fund balance and then you're increasing
There's some,
their expenditures from their utility.
there's a reason why we get it.
So I think when you're moving money within a department, like when you're moving in the library, like you have to take it out of one library fund, decrease, and you increase another library fund.
We
They
had it
just don't
last
get
time,
the funds, I guess, to
that
move
back.
from another account, so they're taking it from the
Well, there
general.
is, according to this, there's money in the appropriated fund balance to do that.
yes, there is, like, they have it in their appropriate fund.
So can we,
Oh. Steve's right.
You do it to both, I know. we
You
do it.
increase both of them, I can't remember exactly what the account
Because we
is.
had to do it for that.
We
house.
Okay,
Yeah, that
yeah,
was a problem.
increase revenue account, increase expense account.
I'll have to ask the accountant, and I know we've always
We've
increased
done it
both of
because
them.
we had to do it with low and.
We usually increase the revenue account, increase an expense account, that's what it is. So,
He's right.
this just says increase account. We didn't.
I didn't get the
Right,
names.
it didn't
Right.
say one's an expense account and one's a revenue account.
Maybe tell Megan.
Right, yeah.
You know, so we know.
for clarification,
Yeah, I'll get clarification again. Norm did tell me once, but that was at least a year more ago.
You did it for the, you know,
No, because you increase the expense account, I mean, you're charging from,
Right,
that's what you're doing. And then you increase the revenue account. So
Right.
Increasing the minus.
we'll just have to write on their revenue and expense account. But anyways, just so you understand, because they've had repairs before them, when that hailstorm hit, the big hailstorm, the power kept flickering here, kept bouncing on and off, it fried a whole bunch of stuff in their AC unit. It actually was weather, it wasn't nothing in the unit, it was weather related, and the power kept popping on and off, and it fried some of the stuff, so.
is that an insurance issue?
It was out of warranty.
it would have been, this is when the building was.
No, but he's saying insurance, but I don't know what our insurance policy reads for that.
You know, the truck and the doctor will be more than.
But right now, we still have to pay the bill. When we get that money back for insurance, we can check on it. We've got to pay that bill. Right. Because it happened a couple of weeks ago when we got that, so. But that's just to explain to you what happened.
Second,
Horwath,
Yes.
Mayo,
Yes.
Bogo,
Yes.
Jaeger,
yes.
Spots.
Yes. Something that just came up on my plate today. The senior citizen guidelines. I don't know if you read, I did earlier today. I'm gonna let Angel explain, if you got any questions, she can explain, because she's the liaison to the senior citizens, and she must talk to them about rewriting this. I just read it today, so I was putting she knows more, so. Any
Yep.
questions or whatever, ask her.
Did everybody have a chance to look it over?
Yeah, you can see the
Minor,
changes in
yeah.
this printed copy better than the kind of, you know.
And it's really minor changes. It's changing the name of the leader and the deputy leader to chairperson and deputy chairperson. It is making the person in charge of the euchre and other games that the seniors play, somebody that's designated as playing, that the deputy chairman does not need to be at every game set up. And, yeah.
Nominating committee.
It's okay. There were big changes there.
I mean, kind of, not really. I mean, it's pretty much, that the committee shall strive to present a slate of 2 candidates for each office. So basically, the advisory committee that are not up for election will be in charge of appointing the election committee. Typically, that has been a role that only the leader/chairperson has done. That will fall to the non-elected officials for the year. To try to maintain some sort of impartiality a little bit more. And we did clean up around the social members, which was very big. Prior to this year, Hamlin seniors used to cover a portion of the social members. It was very important to make sure that Hamlin tax dollars were used for Hamlin residents. So that has been cleaned up to reflect that. Social members will pay full price for everything that they do.
Where's that change?
Yeah, where does that change?
Social members and/or guests must pay the full amount of the cost of any event they participate in. It's in the Article 9 at the bottom.
Cause I don't see anything written through there.
Yeah, she must not have crossed it out, but that was a change that we did.
Okay.
So, that was
That makes
just,
sense. I think that's a good.
Sure.
yeah.
Right.
So, it was there before, it just wasn't really clear. So, we just wanted to specify it at the advisory committee and make sure that it was well understood and, out there for all social members to understand.
We review this every year.
Yes.
Yes.
It is to be reviewed on a yearly basis. I would personally, tell me how you feel, the cadence to be in the summertime, only because we do have Hamlet seniors that go away for the winter. So a good time to catch all of them would be a July, August timeframe, to make sure we get everybody's in. This document is developed by the Hamlin Senior Advisory Committee. It was presented to the Hamlin seniors as a group, and it was passed. We're the final.
So you're making a motion to approve this, right?
Yes, I make a motion to approve the Hamlin Senior Citizens Guidelines for July, it says June, July 2023, as approved by Hamlin, the town of Hamlin seniors, as written, and passed to town board members.
So moved.
I'll second.
Arlette,
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
Poco, yes, Geiger,
Yes.
Cox.
Yes. I only have one stipulation on this. I mean, we're approving it and everything, just can we write in when they approved it on this thing? And cause we're supposed to get a copy of this also, so we can have when the actual seniors approved it.
They approved it in June 2023.
That's when they actually approved it.
Yeah, they approved it at the June 2023 meeting,
Oh, okay,
so
okay.
with the holiday and everything, yeah, a little late between.
Okay.
So do you want to put approved by Hamlin Town Board July 2023?
Right, it should be, well, right.
Like a version control on it.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Yeah.
And how many pages maybe?
All right, on to reports. Councilperson Gager.
We have our library meeting actually this Wednesday. AC repair as needed. For the dog shelter, they had 15 calls for service, 19 phone calls. We have 7 dogs in the shelter currently. They adopted 3 dogs, they returned 3 dogs, 4 vet appointments. Total number of dogs at the the shelter this month of November is 7. We had no calls for Clarkson, 10 for Sweden, and if you all got a chance to see the nice article that was in the website, I think that's really great. I'm glad we're getting some props for all the great stuff they do.
Nice, yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, I want to get a copy of that, so the rest of the town board can have a copy of that
Yeah.
also.
I'll just make a copy of it. I'm sure that they have more.
All right.
Yeah.
Councilperson Ogle.
Okay, zoning board of appeals, one public hearing for Brook Edge Drive for chickens.
There's that word.
So they have 0.89 acres of land and they want to have 6 chickens. So they needed a couple variances, one to have the chickens, 2, they need a 10-foot variance for the lot line, and then they need a 70-foot variance for the adjoining residence. There was no public comments and that was approved. Next public hearing was for Walker Lake Ontario Road for a pole barn type garage. There's already multiple accessory structures on that property, so they need a variance to have, I believe this will be number 4. And the code states that they can have 3. And he also needed a variance for impervious surface. The code states that the maximum lot coverage with impervious surface should be 10%. The property with the new structure will have 17.8% impervious surface. No public comments on that, and that was approved. We scheduled a public hearing for these agenda items. One is for Walker Lake Ontario Road to again add a 3rd accessory structure to the property. So that'll be next week. And then on Ross Cove, the public hearing is scheduled for someone who'd like to add a pole barn to his property that does not have a dwelling. And they will also need a height variance. Those are upcoming. History Committee is meeting tomorrow. We didn't meet last week because of the 4th of July holiday. I'm just getting a little nervous because the work didn't start. I just really don't want it to run into the August 8th day when the kids are all coming. I just don't want it to be like, all this construction going on when we're having a function there.
Right.
So maybe just mention to him that we have that function on August 8th so that
Okay.
we can try to mitigate or, get him each other.
No, I can reach out. That's fine.
And that's all. I do have one thing. A resident sent me a message that our email system isn't working online, that like when you click email for any town board members, or actually I think he was trying to reach Cheryl, that messages aren't going through. So I did a test, like with my own email in there, and I didn't get anything, so I don't know.
I didn't get any emails.
Really?
I don't know. We can check into it.
Yeah, I'm definitely not getting anything. We also-
Through our website, right? Not
Right,
the-
on the website. So
On the
if you
website, not
Go
getting
to the,
Right.
like if I go to Phil and I hit email, I'll send a test to all of you and you can tell me if you're getting them or not.
I'm getting emails from Steve.
Yeah, no,
town
me
board
too.
emails,
No, I
but
mean from
you're
the
talking just
residents, from our
From the actual
website, yeah.
Yeah, it comes like in a, if you get it, it comes like in a separate box and it's all like put together. It doesn't look like a normal email. It has all the content like in a box.
Yeah, I've never gotten
I've gotten it, I get it. Here at the town hall, I get it from people, mostly from people.
I get some too, Katie Jo gets a lot and then she forwards a lot to everyone, everything to go to.
So I'll test for
Yeah.
Go ahead.
the ones that are on
Yeah.
there and you can see if you get them or not. Yeah, let me know so then I can let the guys know that it's, if it's functioning or not. Disconnected link.
Okay.
I don't know the term. He
Whatever,
also
yeah.
suggested that when he contacted Truevine himself, I guess there's a little tab there where you can contact them. said, oh yeah, the link was broken to Cheryl, it's been fixed, I fixed it, so we should be good to go now. And so then he emailed Cheryl, but he said he doesn't get like a bounce back email saying, your email has been received by the town of Hamlin. And he said, I just feel like it would be transparent and helpful to know, like to get a bounce back, like to know that your message actually went through.
It would be a red receipt from you. That would be a return red receipt
Yeah,
from you,
I haven't that many.
delivered. You can't, technically, it's very difficult to do on a website. You can do it on like Patty Joe or Steve's or mine or Cheryl's email box where you just, every time something's delivered, you send a note back, you schedule your email to send a note back that, hi, I've received your message, and you know, blah, blah, blah. And then but it's gotta be scheduled on the email account itself, not the website.
Well, that was a suggestion that he had to just
Oh,
let
something to
people
think
know
about on
that
everybody's.
their messages have been received, they went somewhere, not into like a black hole, and then they think, nobody responded to me, those darn people, yeah. In actuality, we never got the email. That's all.
Okay, council personnel.
Well, we went over my inland senior citizen stuff that I've been busy with. I have asked, my liaisons to start thinking about budgets and putting together their, numbers and kind of loosely, you know, taking a look at some numbers over the last year for me and pulling that. Farm Fest is going well, ready to go. I did get a question about, whether the VFW was gonna be asked to participate again in the Halloween stuff. They did last year, they loved it, they had a great crowd, but they weren't sure if they were being invited to participate again this year with something scheduled at their location. Just a thought.
Right now, there's nothing,
Scheduled at their
Scheduled.
location.
yeah.
Okay.
Could they host like an after party, so to speak, and
That's
advertise it?
Kind of
like
what they're
that?
asking for, if they can, I mean, we kind of did that, at their location. I mean, it was a joint effort last year between them and us, right? So they're asking if that could be the case again.
If they can really promote it.
Right, and attach it to.
I mean, we can always put one on our website, but I mean, I was there last year too. And they did a decent turnout, but most of the people that were there, I didn't see a large crowd of people from here that went up there. They had a bunch of people, but they also
Like just there.
went just there, didn't come from here to go.
It was for, that you had
The fireworks there.
Yeah, because the fireworks are there and everything too, so
Yeah.
a lot of people did not come from here to go up there.
We can,
If we
we
don't,
can talk about that at the
Right.
Friends of Rec meeting, which is on Monday next week.
I mean, I think it's good to involve any organization
Yeah.
that wants to be, you know, included. So just a thought, they're asking the question. It's definitely about that time of year we should start blocking off / planning something if we want to do it.
I got Hamlin Morton Walker Fire District, Morton District, they no longer use the field that they have, which is on the other side of County Line Road, so they're transferring that to Kendall. And then, which I talked about this the last, there's a concern over master key for the town hall. And we talked about that last meeting. So. That's all I got on that. Planning board meeting, there was a single lot subdivision, 4530 Morton Road. To build a new home, that was approved. And a conservation corridor development permit for 101 Weiler Road. That was also approved. Another conservation corridor development permit for 34 Lake Road in East Fork, which was approved for a deck. Special use permit for 660 Walker Lake Ontario Road for landscape business, and that's scheduled for a public hearing for August 9th. also scheduled a public hearing for subdivision.
What was the address for the new build, the first one? Morton.
530 Morton Road. That's on the,
Okay. The code enforcement,
Okay. In the past month, the office has issued 37 permits. I'm happy to say that our fee cost received was $10,854. It was high because we had an $8,500 building permit for 1782 operating Ontario solar facility, so they gave you the permit. So that was just a nice feather in our cap. That, and all that valuation was over $4 million. We issued or closed 20 CFOs and CFCs, a whopping 412 calls in the office. It was a busy month. And the office sent out 15 violation notices for code violations that include, but not limited to, junk vehicles, unlicensed vehicles, outdoor storage of junk, lawn mowing, and unsafe pools. I just want to ask one question from earlier today. There's a couple of people, maybe 3 people, who received variances from the zoning board of appeals for chickens. Do we follow through with those variances? Because we're gonna have a new code that will follow through with those, and then, but I will say that,
if the board has already made a ruling, yes.
yeah, okay, because Mr. Thomas, they have not made a ruling, he hasn't been there. So he's obviously he's gonna wait
Right.
until the new law comes out. And we also have another gentleman who lives on the corner of Railroad and Lake, who had a rooster and neglected to remove the rooster. So he has a court appearance, but I'm also gonna have him wait for the chickens.
That's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Now
Since
we
he's-
slaughtered the rooster.
Yeah,
so he hasn't had a variance yet, this last fellow you said?
No. He's had chickens for years too. Not as long as the other gentleman, I don't believe.
But we're gonna have them wait until the new law.
We can have him wait when we know about it, but he gets rid of the rooster now.
Well, that's when he's going to court next month.
Yeah, he's been told numerous times to get rid of the rooster.
Mhm. Okay, that's the end of my,
He doesn't even own the property, he rents it, I believe.
you're totally correct, yes.
Clark, anything from the conservation board?
We had 3 referrals, one for 34 Lake Road East Fork for a deck. 112 Ross Cove to add a 30 by 60 by 28 pole barn. And 5700 West Watoma Beach Road to remove and replace existing fence. They were all found to be consistent with the policies of the LWRP.
All right, thank you. And town clerk, can you tell? Nothing really? Okay. Didn't go to any classes or anything? No? We've been busy here, the sewer line has been, we've had a lot of people complain about that because we didn't have notices have been going out on doors, so in case anybody hears that, they've been actually hand delivering, taking the doors about do not hook up to the sewer pumps and everything. So we've had a lot of feedback about that we didn't let them know and stuff.
Who's taking
Villager has one person doing it on MRB, there's 2 people doing it, so one person each place. So every person should be getting that thing saying that there are people that have hooked up already, so they've been mad that we didn't tell them. Couple emailed me, so I told them, you emailed me, you got a computer, why didn't you look on our website? It says on there, do not hook up. But anyways, but that's going well. I have been trying to keep you guys up to date with things. There is private information on that. I know I talked to Jennifer about this already, but the rest of you don't share that with the general public. Those email about the updates. Yeah, because there is private stuff on there that shouldn't be going to the general public. And sometimes when we say the dates, don't tell the general public about what we're thinking is when the thing is gonna be done. Cause all of a sudden, like, I just had to sign an extension for the other one, cause the parts aren't there yet. The one going up Walker Lake. That part of it should have been done already,
Oh,
ahead of time. For Rochester Pipeline, that should have been done already ahead of time. Cause they were on their schedule was ahead of time, they're waiting for parts, so it's not done yet, so I just had to sign an extension to let it go longer, so. I also asked that you people don't tell the public that we're doing good and maybe ahead of schedule, cause all we need is one thing to go wrong and we're behind schedule. Other than that, we've just been working on, we've been working with the recreation department, things are slowing down there, some of the teams and everything are slowing down. Katie's trying to do a lot of things with maybe, I heard talking about it, summertime league or whatever, or something else going on, so we're trying to fill our time. They've had at least 35 kids every day in a camp out there, so that thing's been really full. And other than that, like I said, we're just doing regular tower stuff, we're still talking with some of the towers about what's going on, the one down on Moscow Road, we're still in consultation about that. I think the one on Railroad Ave is done. It's been all completed, so. And as far as the solar fields, they're coming as fast as they can.
Are they gonna start now that they got, came and got their permit?
They never started.
Quickly, so I have not heard anything,
They said about 2 weeks.
about 2 weeks, hopefully.
For an opening?
Yes, opening.
I see they were putting up, they were doing a lot of cosmetic stuff today, putting name up on the canopy of the gas
Yeah,
box.
it looks very nice.
We got fuel delivered today.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
I saw the fuel truck there, they got fuel delivered.
So wait, everybody for us.
Yeah, probably.
No, they do.
But it's only today.
Well, like I said, other than that, everything is going fairly well. What?
Just a question. Have you heard anything from JP on grants for water lines or any?
Nothing yet. I have called their office. I gotta look into maybe finding another grant writer too to call and see. I've called their office to see where are we standing on this.
I think I read US. There's more money available.
There is a water grant out there which
For rural, yeah. And I didn't know.
I called them up and asked them about that. And they said, well, we haven't gotten that yet, or we haven't. So I am thinking about calling another grant writer about that. I saw that, yeah. There was something that came through about brownfield and everything about like maybe Duffy Mott's. But to get grants
Specific to the owner, though,
is specific to the owner, which town does not own the property, plus even, we could maybe even do anything, but then we would have to also have, you gotta have a plan. For them to give you any money, you gotta have a plan in place, is what's gonna happen when they do clean that thing up.
So can a brownfield money be awarded to residents, to an individual, or does it
That's
have to
the
be?
way I understand it, that's who's got it.
I believe, yes, I mean, it could be the town too, but if we
Whoever owns the
were-
property.
Right.
yeah, the owner of the property, and we are not the owner. It costs us hundreds of thousands just to own it, and hopefully you get a brownfield grant. It may not cover everything, but then we'd also have another place, a business in place saying, yep, we are going in as soon as they get it cleaned up to open up a business there, which we're not doing until we own the place,
Right.
so.
We've never had anyone come to us, right? Have we?
So about buying it? Yeah, last year I
Last
did.
year.
But he never gave me a price either, but the taxes were hundreds of thousands, and he never gave me a price. He just said, oh, you'll like my price, and then went back to Florida.
Is there, the Ready Grant money, those are still available? Is there a
Yes.
time frame that we, like a hard stop that we have to use it for? Is it 2024?
It was 3 years.
It was 2025.
It might be by the beginning of 2025, but I know we got all of next year yet to do it well.
Not
We're-
ARPA, the ready.
Right.
Oh, the ready
Ready
grant for the sewer.
Yeah.
We'll be done this year.
That's okay.
Yeah, we're fine with that. Yeah, that was 2025, or by the end of next year.
Right.
We had to do the end of next year to get that done, and we can move on this year. So that's gonna be all fine. We still are trying to contact and get quotes. I know it's dragging on, trying to get quotes from people, anything about what to do, whether we hire people or for the maintenance on the sewer line is still ongoing. So I don't have a figure for that or anything yet. Any other-
To recreation, Kaylee did post the volunteer appreciation night.
Yep.
And they went to that the other night, she did a good job, there was bounce houses and water slides. Snow cones were a huge hit, that they had for popcorn and pizza, I think, it seemed like everyone had a really good time. So that was-
Mike did, we sent in the, for bid for Mike. You'll see that in the paper. Yes, thank, yeah.
Barring no further business, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?